I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of marks trying to drain me of my energy, trying to take away from me and Big Ray, but you can't do it. Impact Attack is here to stay, infidels. The original show, the original bro, Big Ray, Hacker Hamin, here, hackerhamin.podbean.com, infidels. YOLO! Red hot, Ray. Red hot, Ray.
What do I have to do? And how much do I have to pay the monkeys in the truck or whoever the fuck is running this shit on Twitter or whatever to get my voice on one of those clips?
On one of what clips, buddy?
You know how we do the promotional clips and they do all the fun graphics and everything like that? I noticed that for the last year, you and I have been doing a show, okay?
Oh,
No. The last year.
You mean the video micro content? I just want to make sure I'm
the micro content. Every time I'm about to say something, I say some real fucking cool shit. Cut off. I noticed this. I'm like, what? I have people sending me emails, writing me fucking letters, knocking on my door, asking me, Ray, how come you are never on one of those clips? And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I am the reporter, the people, the man with the plan, Big Ray, here to say to talk some lucha libre, which is your Spanish lesson for wrestling today. Ben, it is you and me this weekend, finally, for the HMGP Pick'em Challenge champion. Why are people not on this thing?
I mean, Ray, I'm shook, Ray. Like, it's either going to go one of two ways. Either I'm going to get finished early and be laid out in the first, or I'm going to unleash my rage on you that I have been building up for a long, long time, and you may never walk again. So it's going to be one of those two things because woke up this morning, got yourself a gun, and YouTube demonetized out of nowhere.
What?
Just demonetized, and now I get to do a video, dick sucking video to fucking please appeal, and that'll take up to 14 days. And then if not, it's a suspension for a month, and then I can try and remonetize, apply to, which could get shot down. No DCMA violations, no any violation of playing anybody else's stuff. Just woke up this morning and complete Nazi censorship, taking money out of HMG, pushing the platform to a place where I'll have to go where things won't be free and independent media. Big Brother 1984, ignorance is strength, and this fear mongering it's too much, Ray. I was at Point Break on Monday just from the wrestling, and that combined with some carny shit for my Jamaica vacation that may not be going down now, and then this on top of that. It's almost too much for me to stand in the pocket, bro. Like it really is. Like, well, I'm not trying to say anything super salacious here, but they already had one fucking incident at YouTube headquarters. They're gonna have more if they keep doing it. No, there isn't. And if they keep doing it, they're doing it. They're going to have more.
So, back up. What the fuck happened with Jamaica?
Wives booked it, and then all of a sudden this weird email from a company that doesn't look legit. You know, if you booked through Cheap Caribbean, which we booked through before, and they said the flight had got canceled, and when they needed to rebook the flight, it's going to be $500 more.
The fuck out of here!
Right. So that's like not like.
Why are you not just doing it through Expedia?
So then going through, I mean, we've booked through them before, and it wasn't
okay.
And then calling to try and get things done. They were seeing about canceling it. It canceled immediately, and then we're on hold yesterday for 4 hours trying to get it done and just to get it canceled. And they're still going to call back within 24 hours on some other shit, but tried to soak me. They know the money's coming from the government. So everyone's being a carny fucking greedy cunt. And then Spectrum was horrific yesterday after I got all the new equipment. There were 3 people here. They ran all new lines and everything. And then even last night when streaming, it was going back down to 1 tick. So it's just like, and that's after they said 200% speed increase for free. So
200. Wow.
Yeah, as a business professional who right at tax time and any of this money coming in, I guarantee I'll owe more on Hamin Media than what they plan on giving me. So it's just one massive barrier, to success in front of the net. Like you get past one and they throw up three more, and I don't know, Ray. I just really don't know this morning. Just to wake up in the first 24 minutes and being awake to do Dippin' Donuts social media and then log on to go upload Russo brand thumbnails to give away more free content and that HMG helps produce around the clock. And then to have to face that just every day, I'm making money for YouTube. Right. And have to face this Nazi bullshit, bro. It really is 1776 time, dude.
But my clips though, like that's so much more important than anything,
dude. I agree with you. I'm not even bullshitting you. I'm down to do. You know what we should do? We should do Everybody Appreciation Week because you do make tons of incredible points. Your voice is one of the best to listen to. And, sometimes it's just me going on rants that make the hot take. So it's nothing against you, Ray. It's just the fact of like, there he goes, shoot, bang, bang, and bang, bang, and get shot.
Well, fucking monkeys in the truck. Would you fucking do your job?
Yeah, man. But
sorry.
Big news yesterday from one of the monkeys in the truck, El Plaja, hooking us up again, unfortunately demonetized, but
fuck, man, that sucks. Hold on. That sucks, dude.
Yeah.
It sucks that every time it seems like we get fucking 2 steps ahead, we get knocked down. And it's almost like I feel that YouTube or whatever fucking platform we're on is threatened by the fact that we're at the precipice of blowing up, right? And when you blow up, when you get that big, it's that much harder to demonetize you, that much harder to take you down. So they're trying to get us while we're coming up. You know what I'm saying? While we're right there.
You know what the next big fucking thing is too, and I'll probably have to spend more money, and not like it is because that's business. I'll probably have to up my Dropbox. Now I'll have to do around the clock, go through my entire YouTube, download every video, re-upload it to Dropbox just so I know when they fucking pull the channel because they're Nazi bullshit that I have my work backed up. Because otherwise it could be fucking gone like that, dude.
Fuck, dude. So
that's another 200 hours worth of work I get to do to try and protect my assets. Everything on my YouTube channel, I wrote. I either wrote it, I'm in it, or I produced it, or it was on the shows of DVDs that I authored. And there isn't one bit of content on my YouTube channel that's not completely owned by me. And they fucking, with no strikes, no violation, no nothing, bro. Just wake up and you're gone.
We're on YouTube right now?
Yep.
For free.
For free. I mean, we're always free media platform. I don't have a problem with that. But, our great HMG supporters who do the super stickers and that kind of stuff. And then my ad revenue from other matches from my history in 15 years. It doesn't make much, but if it's fucking anywhere from $4 to $7 a day times 30, that's, that's I count on it and like, oh, I'm not going to be able to pay the bills, but like, it's just like, okay, you're going to take 8% of my business away from where it was out of nowhere. And you're going to do this and Twitch is going to do that because the queer deer don't fucking agree. It's unbelievable. And especially when I have to hit these, like, so I was gonna say El Plaja, another massive guest for us, March 31st, Crazy Bone Thugs and Harmony's coming to the conspiracy.
Oh, word?
Yes. So this is the perfect time to fuck with everything as we try and hit another precipice of getting a legendary guest for free to talk openly, free thought on the Conspiracy Horseman. And it's just more of your voice will be silenced. You will gain nothing from everything you've built. You get nothing. We say that everything. And who is it? Some little fucking nerds in Silicon Valley that are the ones that get to fucking decide. Meanwhile, this is what drives me crazy. And I hate to be the rat talking about a rat, but fuck that. People want to talk Tekashi 6ix9ine. Here's the original fucking rat.
Yeah, Colin Wysong.
The motherfucker.
Asshole.
Fucking Sammy the Bull Gravano. gets to have a full YouTube channel, which I watch his numbers go from 40,000 to 200,000 to 340,000 in subscribers in less than 5 months that he's beyond. Getting to openly talk about murdering people, getting to openly talk about the hits that he was on, stooging off state's witness stuff, even now, and making money off it. And what the fuck are we doing? We're talking about shitty wrestling and free thought in America and in the world. And that is enough for them to fucking snap that on me. Dude.
No.
Burn them to the ground. Burn them to the ground.
Sammy the Bull is protected, dude. You don't think?
Anybody can get touched. How about that?
Oh man, this is some bullshit, dude. You know what? The show's over, guys. Right?
It's maybe in a bigger way than you. That might be a bigger metaphor for something altogether, Ray.
God damn it, man! Shit, I was already in a shit mood because of the monkeys.
Yeah, I know, and I hate to marginalize that and make it a personal thing, but
God damn it.
This strikes to the backbone of what Hamin Media is, and it just makes me want. I have to fight. I have to fight harder, but in a different way. So now I have to come up with possibly an entire new business layout for HMG to protect our investment. And
I'm wondering, what about that Trump gimmick parlor?
That's not his, but he is developing an entire new social media platform. And I heard the debut or whispers of it is in 2 to 3 months. I'm going to have to not waste hours, because this is what it is to be a businessman and a boss. I'm going to have to profile who's on Trump's team right now. What are they working on secretly? How can I get a meeting with them and voice my concerns to be a top general in fucking combating this? Because all this makes me do with my vindictive New York nature and psychopathic personality that I inherited from my mom is to fucking want to destroy them. Destroy them and stand over their fucking ashes and then kick them into the fucking sea, bro. And if that's the rise of an entirely new platform, then so be it, dude.
You know what? Fuck it, Ben. I'm swinging back over to the right, Ben. I'm swinging back over to the right. This is bullshit.
It's not right or wrong. It's what's in your stomach. You know what's right or wrong in your stomach. It's not policy left side, right side.
No, I'll be honest with you, man. Some people shit on me. Just you idiots know out there, okay? People that listen to me, that follow me on social media and what I post on Facebook, I do whatever I think is going to annoy you. So I have my own beliefs. I'm not going to. I don't have to share them with everybody. I don't have to fucking put myself out there.
Yeah. Dude, the amount of things I don't tweet to even that I could be laying in on people, dude. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Please. But you know what, Ben? Look, man. Let's take a decompressive breath.
Dude, I've been having an anxiety attack since 20 minutes after I woke up and found out, bro. Like, it's just come on. I mean, how much can I say to myself, how much can one man take? But I can take more, because this is just some bullshit on the internet. And why am I selling for them? Sure, they're hitting me in the pocketbook big time, and they're hitting our audience big time too, to not being able to support something they want to. I mean, there's other ways. People wanted to PayPal or buy t-shirts, it's whatever, but or Patreons, you know what I mean? But now do I have to shift everything to Patreon? Then it's behind a paywall and or free. And then I've heard about Patreon going, fuck it, we don't want to deal with the headache of something controversial. And then they'll cut us. So why would I move another thinking that I'm going to be safe over there? I need to come up with a more safe and shielded. I mean, we have HaminMediaGroup.com, but it's just like that build out was going to be something huge. And then there's another thing in the plans that could possibly influence it. And then this Trump thing. So it's just like,
so with the HaminMedia.com, if we own that site and so on and so forth, and we get monetization through,
that's a 400-hour build out with a paywall and a free side, and a lot of people working, which may be the solution now. It wasn't, because I'm waiting on this other deal that may go through, and there's just like, But I'm not here to fuck up the impact attack with bitching of what it takes to be a fucking CEO, dude. But it's just those are things like today are big fucking kicks in the chest. Then put the vacation botch on top of that. Then put the internet botch on top of that. Then put fast lane on top of that. It's just like, okay, 4 days of fucking walk. And so you might go over on Saturday is my point strong.
I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, Ben. By the way, I'm going for 2 championships that day, apparently. I'm retaining one and going for it. Whatever. Listen, here's the deal. I think it's okay to voice our frustrations. It's okay for these people that listen to us every single week that are very loyal listeners or very loyal watchers. If you guys are watching us right now on this fucking shit platform, YouTube, to know what it is that you do and what it is that the guys here and the gals here, whoever at HMG or whatever the fuck you identify as nowadays, what you go through on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? This is okay. It's okay, dude.
It isn't though, because it's me selling openly and you don't want to look
but
a certain way. But there's also saying, okay, attach emotion to a product, and you're really selling the emotion. And my emotion right now is frustration and anger. And I don't know if I want that tied to HMG. I want free thought, free open discussion, and we're having it, but it's just I think about I'll be probably at 94 hours this week by Sunday, and I think about jobs that I could go and work 40, 45 hours and then come clock out and work on 3D printers and shit like that and live a mark life. But I'm like, that's not what I'm here for. Maybe I'm here to burn bright and burn out early. Who the fuck knows?
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. We're shutting down Hamin Media in a day too. What are we doing?
No, because there isn't any mark jobs out there that excite me, dude.
Okay, got you. No, I got you. Ben, I mean, shit, man. With every success, there's going to be failure, and with every failure, I think you grow from that and become successful.
We didn't fail, though. That's the thing. That's the frustration.
Well, it's not even
if we can blame it on that, but this is outside forces that are just striking down, and there's no way to strike back against them. And if you say the way that you want to strike back against them, then they'll use that against you even harder when they have you in their fate courts.
I'll change the term failure with stumbling block. How's that?
Yeah, no, I'm down. Like,
feel me, dude?
Yeah. Like, believe me, I'm down to know when I failed, because then I can course correct. This is like, I have to not waste, but 600 hours into business strategy and tech, downloading, uploading new homes, read copyright, graphics, like all that kind of shit. But at the end of the day, we may look back 4 months, 5 months from now when we're there and go, them fucking us over was the best thing ever, because now we have control here. So hindsight being 2020, I'm trying to look to the future, but I am a human being.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
Happy Atheist Day yesterday, by the way, right? And I believe that, there isn't soul and all this type of shit. I believe our brain is completely in control and makes these chemicals that hit the receptors. And right now it's making chemicals that are hitting my anger receptors. And when you're not thinking the right way and you're thinking emotionally, that's when you make a mistake. And that's why I'm not making a move right now. You know what I mean? And I'm not just like, let me get it out. Like, I guess I am here, but this is just what I try and take away from Roman emperors' works that I've read, and how to look at things differently from an emperor or a general standpoint from Sun Tzu Art of War. It's a lot for me today. It just is.
Well, it's like my father used to tell me, whenever I had a fight when I was a kid, when I was training or whatever, he used to tell me never to fight angry, because it'll always take you out of your game, straight up.
Maybe, or it makes you into a psychopathic animal, and I'll be standing over you on Saturday punching your face in after you're already knocked out.
Like me? What did I do to you?
I just wanted to ruin something beautiful, like a little Joker action that way. I did go, I went 7 for 9 on Saturday on my UFC bets. So if I don't,
I'll be honest, I just since nothing was at stake for me personally on the HMGP Pick'em Challenge, ladies and gentlemen. You got to check that out, guys. By the way, we have so much fun. Everything from college basketball to I think we'll be doing NBA soon. We got everything, dude. It's fantastic.
Syracuse, baby.
Yo, man. I mean, you know what?
When the Cuse is in the house, oh my god, oh my god.
Click the 3 count music. Let's jump into Monkeys in the Truck. What the fuck, man? Seriously.
Yeah, no, come on, guys, get your shit together, please.
It's unbelievable.
This is your Impact Attack 3 count. The 3 biggest pro wrestling or world news stories of the day. Now, back to Hamin and Big Ray.
Ya Allah.
Shout out to Rick Vickery, man. Hopefully you're feeling better, buddy. I mean, that's really what quantifies it too. Rick having a health scare, and here I am bitching about YouTube. So that alone, trying to put that in perspective in my head, you know, really lets me know that shut the fuck up and just keep fucking working and stop being a bitch. And like, you just got to get over on them in another way, in a worker way. You're a fucking supreme worker, and you can get over on them. We gave him that big YouTube shoot for the first one, and the second story, Crazy Bone 331, right before the first of the month, the day before, Wednesday, March 31st, Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony going to be on the Conspiracy Horsemen.
So yes, I will be on with you guys. What? Why are you laughing?
Ruggus Ray.
Yo, I just want to give a quick shout out to one of our very loyal listeners, Brian Polig. He's Polig, yes. I'll stooges off. He did lose his mom only a couple of days ago. You know, we message back and forth all the time, and I just wanted to, you know, like you know, everything from guys like Rick Vickery, who I love. I messaged him. Thank God. You know, chill with the RBV fitness for now. That's all I got to say with you. But Brian, man, you know, my thoughts and prayers are with you, my friend. And you know the deal, bro. So he's been reaching out to me, and I've reached out to him. I've been giving him some space over the last couple of days. It's a big loss, man. I mean, we're talking about losing YouTube, like you. Like, hold on. Like you said, we're talking about, you know, losing YouTube and revenue shit, but you know, a lot of people are losing a lot more, man. You know,
I agree. It's an in perspective.
And you know, I just wanted to give a shout out. He's been very positive, and he's a good dude, man. So I just wanted to, Brian, thank you for being an amazing fucking supporter all the way back back before me and Ben were even working. So appreciate you, man. Working together. So
seeing you at the crossroad.
But dude, you know, talking about fights, Ben, and one of the topics here on the 3 count, there is a fight set for May 29th. It is official, Ben. Fox News or Fox Sports News. Mike Tyson, Ben Hamin, is officially gonna get in the ring. What?
Again?
Huh?
Again?
What?
Again?
He is gonna get. Yep, he's gonna get in the ring with the real deal. Oh fuck! By God, Evander Holt. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're expecting to give a positive review of Impact Wrestling, you're in for a treat today, because I'm gonna give you the opposite. But oh no, yes. And there's one segment, Ben. There is one segment, by God, that killed it for me. One segment, Ben, by God, that just infuriated.
I think I know what it was, but yeah.
One segment, by God, that just made me want to change.
It sucked it right out of you.
Fuck my life. But anyway, Ben, Evander Holyfield is getting the ring with Mike Tyson. And what do we expect here, buddy?
Evander Holyfield and him. I mean, I saw Holyfield sitting down. I don't know what shape he's in. I know Mike was training hard for Roy Jones Jr., and I got to believe that he, you know, might have had a little Christmas break or whatever, but he's probably a step ahead of where Evander Holyfield was. You know what I mean? Because Holyfield's kind of got to start from square one for a comeback. Mike's already done a little bit of the legwork. But this is, I mean, the epic story, the ear bite, you know, the whole nine, you know, and even though they made up afterwards, it'll be, I'm sure there'll be some, you know, good ribs and shit like that and leading up to it about the ear and all that shit. So I'm gonna watch. This is right out of my nostalgia. Obviously, we lived through that in the first iteration where everyone's like, "Oh, shit, he bit Holyfield's ear and shit." So,
I heard it's gonna be a ear and a pole match.
I could be. I didn't hear you.
I said, can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
No, I heard it's gonna be an ear and a pole match.
That's interesting. But can you hear me now? Because I got a 3-count story for you.
Well, good. I have something.
Well, this is the other thing too. So through my improv channels, I mean, this is out and trending and whatnot too. But Thomas Middleditch, well, he's pretty big who now. He's the lead guy who was on Silicon Valley. He's also the Sprint spokesman, or not Sprint, Verizon.
My God,
he's the nerdy dude, little red hair, thin, wafy. Look, he looks exactly like he's out of a YouTube judge's office. So he's a millionaire now, but at Improv Olympic, we performed together for 3-4 years, on the same stages. I opened for his team plenty of times. And then he got the Saturday Night Live audition, didn't get the show, but NBC put him under contract as a holding talent. And then he got Silicon Valley and some other commercials. Silicon Valley takes off huge on HBO. And now he got married to this costumer chick who's hot, but then they had an open marriage because he's going to the Playboy mansion and shit now, you know what I mean? And then he was in these sex clubs. And I guess these 2 goth girls said that they were he was all handsy on them. It's like at a swingers club or some weird club that, sexual deviants hang out at. But this guy's a multi-millionaire, HBO property fully. But all of my Chicago contacts, and him too, this guy was straight in the Me Too movement, pussy hat, the whole 9, every little Hollywood virtue signaling thing. And now he's the one getting canceled under the microscope. And all of my Chicago mentors, all the people I know, except for very few, were very silent yesterday. They're so quick to snap on everybody else. But now with one of the dudes that everyone kissed his ass because he could go, "You're going to be in my next movie. You're going to be in my next show," and get improvisers that are great performers and friends jobs. Boy, they were silent yesterday, eating a huge shit sandwich. And, what I don't give a shit what Thomas Middleditch does. I don't think what I've read in the story is even anything that he's a predator. Well, these are goth girls dressing like vampiresses who want to go get laid at the club, and they obviously didn't want this little nerdy dude, and now they know it can be a Hollywood cancel culture thing. I'm not saying he's a good dude in what he did. I wasn't there, I don't know, but this guy was a guy who looked like he perpetually had a cold for 7 months, and he wore grandpa sweaters, and he was a little nerdy frail dude when I knew him the whole time. And then fucking now he's a millionaire, so the story changes. You know what I mean? It's just just more people trying to cash in, bro. But all of those people in Chicago are now eating each other, and they don't like the taste of it, and they don't want to put anything out about it. They're so quick any other time, though, bro. So that was another big story yesterday in my life, dude. To watch them start the heel is turning right here.
I've been waiting all week to voice my opinion on something, and I really wanted to. This is serious. This is not usually I set it up and
I got you.
Yeah. A lot of shit's been going on over the last couple of weeks with a lot of attacks on Asian Americans and shit like that, especially here in New York City. There's always been some weird tension between the African American community and the Asian community here in New York. And I'm telling you from me growing up here, I'm saying the Lower East Side, hanging out in Brooklyn.
Cali too. That goes back to the 90s too, right?
Yeah, man. And it's like I don't get it, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching the news every single day. I have Asian residents that work for me, and they're actually a lot of them are kind of shook to scared. I have this one young girl that she lives on the first floor of one of the building that I work in. She's like, "Ray, if you don't hear from me for an hour, shoot me a text." It's getting fucking ridiculous, dude. And what I don't understand is that, and I gotta put this in the right way. I'm just gonna say what I feel. what I'm saying is that, right now, the African American community is at a point where you guys, and I say you guys, me guys too, because I have African American blood in me as a Puerto Rican man. This senseless violence against another culture is fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. There is absolutely no reason. I don't want to hear anybody fucking blaming Trump over some shit that he calls it the China virus. Is that why you're frustrated? Seriously? Is that what it is? I don't know what the fuck is going on. Why people have to attack other people. But I'm on the news and I'm noticing that the African American community, and I'm singling it out because that's all I'm seeing in the news.
Sure.
Black man attacks elderly Asian woman, blah, blah, and it just goes on and on and on. Now we did have this Caucasian dude that shot up a hand job spot, you know what I'm saying, a couple of days ago. But I think we need to get past this shit.
He's not that dude, but then the Boulder, Colorado guy is a Syrian born.
It's just all this shit is going on, and we have all these people.
They've broken us. They're broken the weak. The people who are already on the fringe and on the edge, and all this lockdown, and then the keeping it split. It is a weird thing though, Ray, between blacks and Asians, and all I can see is like the stereotypical fucking, don't be a menace shit with O-Dog in that setup. But that's how it was in the LA riots, where Korean store owners and whatnot had to like knuckle up with guns. There's a lot of footage of that to protect their businesses from being burned to the ground. And African Americans are obviously been fed up for since 18, whatever, right? So there's all this underlying anger, but it's misdirected, I think. And
yeah, I don't understand what's going on, dude.
It seems like that black people can't strike back at white people the way they want. So they look at it. And this is just me outside of the box. So they're going to look at somebody who's a lesser, who can take it, who can't have any leverage over them. And the Asians are the ones that fucking get that. And then the Asians look at the blacks as, ignorant, less than, not with. And so they're not necessarily, I don't think they go out of their way to do that. And again, this is predicated off a fucking menace to society of a some bullshit like overarching thing that people can relate to. But that does go on because they're opening their businesses in areas that are predominantly African American. So because rent's probably cheaper, because they're trying to start out and do it, and then if they don't know the language, blacks also think that they're a leg up on them. You know what I mean? So there's all this little small stuff that's keeping us divided for no reason whatsoever, man. And if we're divided, we can never go up against YouTube or the Capitol or anything like that again.
It's like little things too, man. Like there was something that really annoyed me on Twitter a little while ago, where Kenyon Martin, former power forward of the New Jersey Nets, he went at Jeremy Lin.
Yeah, that's fucked up, dude. Like those guys are making millions of dollars, and they got to be that ignorant, bro.
But so Jeremy Lin, he had his hair done, with the cornrow gimmick, you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
What?
And it's like, yeah, like so what, dude? Like this is the point that I'm trying to make, all right? And it's early in the morning.
Do the cornrows after they did the fucking Asian thing against them, like his slur or whatever, but
nah, dude. And the kid's always he's always done crazy shit with his hair. You know what I'm saying?
It's New York, son. Like everybody's fucking. There is no like. It's supposed to be cultural appropriation. That's why they call it the melting pot.
Right, no doubt. And so what I'm saying is that and again, it's early in the morning. I'm 4 hours sleep, and I can't really express. Because this is another bullshit, man. Like you have to be so fucking careful with how you say shit now, because you don't want to fucking.
Why do we?
Because it's like, look, facts. Most 90% of the attacks on the Asian Americans here in New York City are done by black men. Why? What like legit, dude? Like we need
anger, I think, bro.
We genuinely need to get past this bullshit. We need to start working together as a community, and I'm not trying to be like a fucking virtue, whatever you want to call it.
No, you're saying truth.
It's just fucking frustrating, dude. Like I get on the train, bro, at night. You know what I'm saying? I get on the train at night, And look, I know some people like the mask. I know some people don't like the mask. Some people, I wear my shit. You know what I'm saying? I wear my mask.
I gotta say this though, real quick,
What?
right?
Go ahead,
And
B.
there's one way this shit could get squashed, and and it kind of hurts me to put heat on them. But what you're saying is all valid. Who should come out and squash this in New York City? Tell me the black and Asian crossover that if they came out, had a press conference, it would be done.
Well, that's what like Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, dude, RZA's a fucking master is you know, a Buddhist monk that teaches there. Fucking on the steps of City Hall, Wu-Tang should be calling for the end of this. Wu-Tang is over because of Asian cultural appropriation, and fucking Japanese and Chinese people love Wu-Tang because of how they fucking rep it. And there's the bond that should be done. I mean, whether it's Bruce Lee flicks, whatever the fuck. Like, I mean, even have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar talk about Bruce Lee.
But let me tell you real quick, the way Jeremy Lin went back at Kenyon Martin, you have to find the tweet, but I'm gonna paraphrase. Basically, he's like, hey, dude, you know, whatever, you know, I respect how you feel, but, you know, and I also respect the fact that you have all these Chinese tattoos and that you respect my culture. Because if you look at Kenyon Martin, he got the Chinese writing on. So why is that okay? And why is it not okay for Jeremy Lin to have fucking?
Like Kenyon Martin is a shallow motherfucker.
Come on, man.
When he wants to play the black card, he'll play it. But when he wants to be the fucking cool flossing black guy that's fucking badass, well, what's everybody else doing? Getting fucking Asian symbol tattoos, but he's gonna come out of his mouth and act like he's fucking not. That's just 101 hypocrisy, bro. Of like, you can't have one without the other. Show don't tell, but what you're saying is going right out the fucking window.
And it makes me think, Ben, like, you know, what if the Spanish flu happened now? Would I be that dude that has to walk down the street looking behind his back?
You think they're not going to flip it on Latinos? What broke on Project Veritas the other day with those fucking camps where they've got all boys from age 8 to fucking 17 corralled in there, 600 of them as prisoners. Like, believe me, there's the next one they're going to shift it to is Latinos, because they're going to open the borders back up. They're going to do a big tear down that wall and fucking dance around it like it's a big fucking yay. And then a shit ton of fucking people are going to come in, bro. And then they're going to blame. There's already wars with the cartels going on in Arizona this week, bro. They're going to throw Latinos under the bus.
It's going to pop off. And I'm speaking very, I guess, unprofessionally right now, whatever, but you know, whatever. I don't give a fuck right now. The fact of the matter is this, man. Like, do I agree with some of the policies that this administration has? Some, yeah. Did I like some of the shit that Trump did? Yeah. You know, people listen, seriously out there, understand this. Okay, I just go by gut. You know what I'm saying? Like Ben said earlier, you know what I'm saying? There's some things I like, some things I don't like. Now, with this shit, we're telling people there's hope, and you can just come into you can come into the country and fucking, kids are coming in and dude, thousands of fucking children are coming into where the fuck are we gonna put these kids? Where are you gonna put these kids? So now every
dollar you earn, some of that is going to fucking take care of all this.
So now everything that the Democrats have said over the last few years about Trump putting kids in cages and all this other bullshit, that's exactly what they're doing now. Because there is no other choice.
And guess what? Those Democrats are invested in the companies that handle the fucking food for them, that handle the soap and clothing, that handle the transportation. All these fucking great white hopes that act like they're so fucking virtuous are making money off of all of that every step of the way, bro.
And it even leads me into my third story here for the 3 count. It's just something like political correctness is killing this culture. And when I say culture, I'm talking about the culture of the world, not just the culture of the United States. But now Peacock TV, who took over WWE.com, and I think starting next month or whatever the fuck, you can only watch WWE Network. I'm sorry, not WWE.com on the Peacock TV.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you heard this. This just broke. They deleted and they edited out several controversial segments. One of them, which is very famously Roddy Piper versus Bad News Brown when he did the half blackface. Did you know that?
No, and I have a problem with that.
Okay, now explain. I wanted to get your point and ask you now. Can I see it from an African American's point of view? Sure, absolutely. But this isn't fucking politics. This isn't like this is pro wrestling. And if you have a problem with that, check out some of Greg the Hammer Valentine's early promos on the Junkyard Dog. Yeah. But Ben, go ahead, man. State your opinion. I'll jump in.
I don't have a problem if they wanted to do a 1-minute disclaimer ahead of time. Hi, I'm Vince McMahon, and you're about to watch a piece of history of wrestling. And at the time, our society was different. And now we understand that this may have been racially insensitive. And I apologize for that if it offended you, but we like to use this as a learning experience going forward. But this, Matt, that's all it needs to be. When you take and ban and media, dude, now you are doing Fahrenheit 451, Nazi Gestapo, fucking 1984 Ministry of Information, rewriting history and rewriting headlines. And those who control the past control the future, bro. So that's what that really is. Far more dangerous, because what you're doing is normalizing the fucking book burning. Nazi, as Crow 777 would say, the modern day book burning, dude. That's exactly what you're doing. That's what Winston's job was in 1984 at the Ministry of Information, was to rewrite headlines and send any old newspapers would get recalled, burned, and then the new papers would be released with no fucking, within the story not in there whatsoever.
And this is the point I'm trying to make with this, well, all this shit that's going on. Is it going to be that? So, you used a very good word right there. And this is a word that I was thinking about. History. It's history. It happened. And the fact that now, so what's going to happen now in the future is, are my sons, if he decides to have, kids moving forward, are his kids, are my grandchildren or grandchild or whatever the fuck he's going to have? Not too early, by the way. He's only fucking 13. But anyway, is it going to be inappropriate for them to learn about the Holocaust? Is it going to be inappropriate for them to learn about the lynchings that happened in the South here in the United States of America?
Those will be at the forefront. It'll be things like, and this sounds whatever, white, pro-white or what have you. It'll be like, oh, Abraham Lincoln did this? No. Oh, Ben Franklin invented that? No, we don't need to fucking know about that anymore, bro. It will be a marginalized, reverse racist history to push forward a black and brown power movement, not because they really want it, because, again, the white gatekeepers that say, see, look how woke we are, get to print all new books, get to do a whole new fucking curriculum, get to do all this retraining so they can make money off it and separate further. They don't care. They're just going to use that as a marketing tool to mess with people's emotions, bro, and divide us and split us further, instead of just accepting the fucked up history that shitty human beings have been to each other since Egyptian fucking pyramid times, all the fucking way till now, dude. But they're so caught up in emotion versus truth that they know that they can use that to stay in power and spin it, bro. But the fact that they can unperson somebody and they will write you out, they will recall all the media that has ever had Ben Hamin in there and erase it, dump it, and it'll never be seen again based upon that, dude.
All I got to say is this, and we'll close out with this, unless you have something else. But, I'm a big believer in, if you fucked up, I'm going to use a job, okay, or your work experience as an example, okay? I've had jobs where I fucked up, okay? I'm not going to just forget about that. I learn from it. I grow from it. I move past it. I put myself in a better place from it. And I think as a society, we need to learn from this shit. Okay? We need to learn from the mistakes that we made. And I feel it's okay to talk about racism. It's okay to feel this. It's okay to say that. It's okay to voice your opinion. I think it's okay to say racist fucking words that people don't want to, that are in 95% of rap songs, that fucking, it's just a word. If a word fucks with you that much, it's on you. You have a bigger problem socially. I get that some had connotations, but once you popularize it and make it part of the lexicon,
and then you want to have ways over words as opposed to actions like police brutality and whatnot. And we're spending our time arguing about words.
Yeah, dude, it's stupid.
We're in a bad place with that, bro.
A word is a word, man. A word is a word. Like I can take a word like candy, which is a delicious treat, right? And I can change it. And I can make it something nasty and evil and hate. You know what? Like I could look at you, right? I could. I hey, coconut boy. I know it sounds stupid because you're white. You're white. Hey, coconut skin or whatever the fuck the inside of the coconut is. I can. And what's wrong with calling somebody a coconut? Nothing. But now I'm using it in a.
You say honky. No, I mean that's the tantamount of the N word, but whatever. And people don't even know the origins of that word, of what honky really means, dude. Do you know what that is or no?
No, but I do know what cracker means. You know when
cracker, sure.
You know when it's cracking the whip. Yes, you had the assholes that were cracking the whip on the slaves in the cotton fields.
Honkies are white dudes who used to pull up and when cars were first invented to whorehouses that were African American black whorehouses in the South, and they'd fucking honk the horn, and they know that they wanted a girl to come out and then go off with them.
Bro, I was in Madison Square Garden in 1984 or 1985, I believe, when Roddy Piper was standing in front of Bruno Sammartino before Bruno Sammartino made his comeback out of retirement and called him a stupid wop. Without papers.
Without papers, absolutely. So to ban the N-word and the F-bomb, meanwhile, you put on Bobby Shmurda and he's got 270 million listens on a fucking song that just drops N-bombs, but don't you dare say it in this. How dare you? We don't use that word, and then turn around. That level of hypocrisy is laughable to me. I don't even engage in that argument because it's so stupid. Meanwhile, people are taking bullets for real.
Yeah, no doubt.
About that kind of shit, dude.
And it all leads to what's happening here with the YouTube shit, with the fucking bullshit that happened on Twitch, all this shit. We're getting sensitized. We're getting too fucking sensitive, and we need to move past this shit. Straight up.
All these Ray. It's not going to happen.
I'm just saying, again, I'll reiterate before we jump into impact, all these attacks on each other, all these attacks, African Americans attacking Asians getting fucking pissed off, white people getting upset at Latinos getting fucking apparently I'm gonna be looked at. Listen, you know what? You're right, Ben. In the next couple of months, I'm gonna be walking down the street, okay, because I have a Latino look, and they're gonna say I'm Mexican. When my family moved from New York City to Savannah, Georgia in the late 80s, they didn't know what a fucking Puerto Rican was. Mm-hmm. They were calling them Mexican. There was issues, dude. We had some issues down there in the South, bro, with my family. Now shit has changed a little bit, but fuck, dude. Like, we need to get past this bullshit, man.
And really what it is somebody who watches YouTube all day who gets triggered to go out and do that, somebody acting out in a copycat kind of way. So they may be putting that message out there just to have that happen. And when you see it and feel it, how do we get people to train to have the inverse reaction as soon as they see something like that, where they know their race is being used against them, against another race, instead of going, you know what, bro? Ray, I mean, I hate to take it to food levels. I love tacos, and I'm not trying to go Mexican. I love fucking rice and beans. I love whatever, tamales or whatever Latino food. So now we've already got a bond, dude. Asians, African Americans love that fucking sweet and sour chicken, from them. Like, let's even just start there at food and be like, yeah, dude, that shit was great, and have a meal together and enjoy the same things. Now we're building bond. That's what we do, is we share culture. Wu-Tang loved the fucking martial arts movies. We share that culture. And then you could go to China Mac, the fucking rapper dude, underground rapper dude, who's completely appropriated black culture, but he's Chinese. And his dad was in the fucking mob, so he loves all the Italian shit too. Even if this is some low down gangster shit, at the end of the day, there's plenty of bonds that tie. And look at how many white dudes and black nerds like anime. There's a ton of shit there that is like, why are we letting them fucking separate us no more? And why are these technocracies controlling all words, thoughts, and then in the same time, mafia gangster murderers get to talk about their hits on there and make money off it? It's fucking unbelievable, dude.
Ben,
And now let's talk some wrestling. 'Cause I can't.
no shit. Before we close out, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Go by that moniker. That's it. Anyway, Ben Hamin,
Yeah, Ray.
I've had this shit inside of me, man, for the last fucking week, man. Fucking Rick Vickery with his chocolatey notes when he does the little pre gimmick before we do every pay-per-view, every show. But anyway, Ben, we started the night off with Deonna Purrazzo and Jazz in the ring.
Yeah, man.
Facing off of each other. This was a good match for me, dude. Again, and just understand what I said at the beginning of the show. There was just one segment that fucked up this whole night, by God, for me. But anyway, this was a good match, and I like the way they did this match. Again, it's you have the veteran in Jazz who's putting on a pro wrestling clinic, you know, and I do like the way Matt Stryker and what's his co-host, color commentator, D'Lo. I love the way they were putting over how, you know, Deonna Purrazzo is learning, you know, as she's in the ring with Jazz. You know what I'm saying? And it was good for me. At the end of the day, Susan, you know, using her shoe fucking hits Jazz while the referee was. By the way, the referee, I think, has to do a better job of positioning himself because he was right there.
There was a lot of rough ref stuff this past week on all shows, dude.
Oh, man. This was not that great, man. But the finish kind of fucked up the match for me, but it was still an enjoyable match. Deonna Purrazzo rolls up Jazz after she gets smacked in the face with the shoe. What did you think of this match, dude?
It was not the greatest. The strikes were kind of phony in this. You know what I mean? I get it because Deanna's working with a legend, and I work with plenty of them, and you kind of got to lighten up, but you're also on TV. And then Jazz's strikes were getting laid in. The finish was fine with the shoe, but the ref was out of position.
Very much so.
Buried himself a little bit, but that happens. It just happens. And it shouldn't, because I know referees who wouldn't make that mistake who don't have a job. Probably 4 or 5 I know 4 or 5 refs that are so good compared to refs on AEW, WWE, and Impact. It's crazy. I really haven't watched much ROH, so I'm not sure on their guys, but there's some good refs out there that should have a job that don't. But there are good guys like Stephon Smith and package Chris Sharp in NXT who are excellent refs. So I'm not saying all, but there's some people who could lose their spots quickly. The thing when I see this Karen finish or Susan finish, I'm like, dude, where are the Susan vignettes? Like, this would be the money. Like, there's so much money there with her doing these world star takeoffs on all the Karen videos. We haven't gotten one yet, dude. And that's the most, like, when I saw she was in the finish, she's not an important character because we don't know enough about her. Even though we know what she is, like, we're not seeing the reasons why. And that's disappointing me.
If you want to clip anything, Monkeys in the Truck, clip this, because I would love Impact Wrestling to hear this right now. Impact Wrestling, check this out. Okay, so you have a Karen-like character in Susan. Okay, all you got to do is have if you want to start a hot feud between 2 professional wrestlers, have one of the wrestlers' kids backstage selling some fucking cookies, okay, or selling water backstage, okay, because they want to earn a trip somewhere, or they're trying to win a prize for the Girl Scouts or whatever. And have Susan call the authorities on that kid. Have that kid escorted out of the back by security. Yep. Boom. You have major heat on your heel. You have an important storyline, and you have a reason for 2 professional wrestlers who are female or male, but in this case female, to fight.
That's one of the great Karen stories, right, from World Star. Have somebody in the parking lot parked too close to her car, and she just goes off, or she sees somebody, that she doesn't like the looks of, and starts some shit with to call the cops on them.
They have these guys on Facebook or on YouTube that they walk around these parking lots, okay, and they do it tongue in cheek, but they piss people off. And when people leave their shopping carts and they don't put them back in the rack, they call them out on it. they they have a sticker they put in their truck, and they're saying, hey, if you have any issues, call this number. We can teach you how to be a little more cordial. You know what I'm saying? And dude, I saw a video the other day. This guy, left the shopping cart, right there in the handicap lane, and they called him out, and he got hot and everything like that. You can do that with Susan, man. How easy is that? Is that going to cost you any money? There's a parking lot, I'm sure, behind the filming.
Yeah, you could do it with somebody's bag. If she wants to back up and she's like, move your bag, and then they don't. They're like, God, like, get the phone out, stop taking me, and she just rolls over their bag and peels out, dudes, in a Susan way, and has to answer for it next week. There's 1,000 of these things on World Star. Just look up Karen and go. And I think she would be the talk of wrestling. And to be honest with you, this is what I sent to
Gimmick Jones.
Yeah, Chelsea Green.
Right. Oh, Joanna. Gimmick Joanna. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I want to call her Laurel Van Ness, but now she's Chelsea Green. But she's more in, and she's a nice enough. She was down, and we never had the meeting, but she's always been cool. So I'm not trying to be like, oh, she didn't take it. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to see Chelsea Green do that because I know she's a phenomenal character actress after the Laurel Van Ness thing, Matt Van Ness. That was awesome. Mm-hmm. But so is Susan. So it's in good hands with someone who can handle the work, because if she can do Sue Young and Susie, this Karen thing should be a walk in the park and a home run for her. But we're not getting these awesome vignettes that I'm so hungry for right now, dude. I'm man, where are they? And we haven't gotten one yet, Ray. After Wrestle House, this should be their slammer every week. Everyone across wrestling, that would be outshining anything on WWE or Impact. Those
bro, it's so easy, man. Look, we're just thinking of this shit right here on the top of our head, guys. It's not that hard, guys. You can have Susan backstage. Monitoring what people are eating back there, how it's not healthy for them. You have Triple XL, you have Fala Ba, you have those big boys, who are probably always eating pastries and stuff in character back. You can have her be the health police. Like, seriously, so freaking easy. Because why is it easy? Because Karens are annoying, and it is what the world is becoming right now. Karen's pointing out what you're doing wrong. There's a Bible adage that says, before you look at the speck in your friend's eye, look at the plank sticking in your eye. And it fucking works. It works, but no, we get her hitting somebody in the face with a shoe.
Making a mistake here. I just don't think
I think they're making a big mistake by not focusing in on that character, Ben.
Well, there's
huge.
I agree with that, but it's not like maybe they just haven't gotten around to it for 75 other different reasons.
Yeah, I get it, but she shouldn't be in the background. Like, this is a character. Like, why change her then?
Yeah. Well, why have her do the finish if we're not really invested in her? You know what I mean? And I want to be.
Anyway, listen, we got Eddie Edwards backstage, and he tells the Good Brothers to leave the guys in the back alone. Because basically, so the Good Brothers, they big time and everybody with, when they were tag team champions, hanging out with the cool guys, the AEW guys, Kenny Omega, and by God. Anyway, and listen, man, Eddie Edwards is like, yo, we don't want you back here no more. We don't want you backstage. We don't want you changing the locker. Oh, now you're too good for us. We'll go change in the fucking trailer. They move off. Is this something that happens in the real wrestling world, Ben?
It can. It doesn't happen to them. And it doesn't happen with Eddie Edwards going up and telling the Good Brothers to leave. But there's guys who get heat in the locker room who get their bags thrown out, who get big lead and say, no, you're not welcome in here because of some shit that they might have said. Or it used to be that way. I don't know if locker rooms are really that tight anymore. But it was them bullshitting with the, security indie guys trying to make themselves into big dogs and looking, to impress the young boys. And Eddie steps up as a locker room leader. So there was some real wrestling in this, even though it was a phony scene to some degree. But
sure,
I didn't have a problem with it. And, after that Gallows and Anderson contract signing, I'm into them. That was a great scene. So I was kind of interested to see how this was going to go, and it flowed pretty well.
Yeah, and as the night progresses, we're going to see what's happening with Gallows and Anderson. It seems like they're losing favor with not only the boys in the back, but maybe their own boys. But we'll talk about that later. Ben, this past week for my birthday, me and Jen went to Atlantic City But I got to tell you something, bro. Coming September, God willing, if everything is open, dude, I don't think I'm going to Atlantic City no more. Why would I go to Atlantic City when I can go to Swingers Palace?
I mean, that's the place to be. I heard the odds are good there, but this was, and again, a little late in the game. Like this should have been done before we ever started going to Swingers Palace. You know, but I don't think they had the idea or whatever. And it's super low budget, but there was a lot of great stuff in here.
There was.
You know, Alicia with the cigarette talking about that she can sit at a slot machine for hours on end and smoke. Like, dude, that was scary real of her future. Like, I've worked at 3 different casinos and racetracks, and I've seen girls identical to that with that Northeastern voice who just sit there for 4 or 5 hours with their girlfriends smoking cigs and fucking do it. I was like, wow. And then so was gimmick ref who got shot,
Johnny Bravo's
thing of like, I got shot on my wedding day, but now I'm dealing here, and like the whole thing was really good, man. Like this was fun. And then, you know, Swinger has the 2 rats pop up on either side of him, give him a kiss on the cheek, daddy, and they put the graphic up as simple as it can be, but it's the small details like this that wrap something into a reality where we can just have a poker table in a room set up, and we know how cheesy it is, but at least there was this to ground it. So I was glad they did it. It's kind of about 5 weeks too late, but you know, that's fine.
I got to tell you, there is a theme to this show, and the theme is that there were little segments like this, little vignettes like this, that did more business in 2 minutes than a certain segment that we're going to talk about that was 15 to 20 minutes long.
You were asking,
nothing for me.
You were asking, do people get thrown out of the locker room?
Oh, yeah.
And whatnot. And I don't know if this was directly to him or not, but dude, this might be, and I know you're hot about his promo because it was real bad, but Cyrus or Callis's promo, this is what happened to Don Cyrus in WWE, by JBL and those guys throwing him out of the locker room too. So I'm wondering if that's a shot from underneath at them. It happened to The Miz, happened to Cyrus, happened to Enzo, trying to think who else off the top of my head. Triple H on Jamin, and then Jamin came back 3 years later and they made him leave even as an extra after the 3 years after the Triple H shit happened. It's just like, dude, this shit does go down. So I didn't want to, I was just trying to think of some examples in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's like fucking high school. It's like high school, like when one of your boys pisses you off, you know, you guys usually sit at the same lunch table, you know, yo, you can't sit here today, or you can't sit here. Figure your shit out first.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, we got breaking news here.
I'm not sure if he's ribbing or not, but Society Review says Great Khali to be inducted into WWE Hall of Fame. Good, man.
I heard RVD's going in.
Good.
He earned it.
Yeah. And Great Khali, you know, he's one of a kind, even though his matches, you know, weren't great or anything. But like, they want to break into India, dude. Congo Kong went and worked that show in India for him. They drew fucking 40,000 people.
Of course they did.
So like, I want to get down with Khali too, bro. I'll go to India and fucking rock the house. There's no doubt about it.
Can't wait to hear his fucking induction promo.
His speech, yeah. That'd be good.
There is no better induction, WWE induction, than the Iron Sheiks. That one wins the day. The best.
There's a lot of good ones, man. I think Molly Holly's is going to be real special.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, when it comes to like just pure joy and content and fun, Bubba, nothing's better than the Iron Sheik's promo, man. That was great. Go and check it out. Hey, Rohit Raju. Man, he finds Fala Boss sleeping in the fucking tent backstage. Ben, what's your thought?
Yeah, Fala's down on his luck and he's needs a match. And Fala kind of heals on him a little on the heel. Rohit does fine in this, but even as we go into this match, and I got to say it kind of makes me worried and sad. I was shocked at how much weight Fala's put back on.
Dude, stop. That was one of the first things when, you know, we could jump to that match and we'll go back to this match.
I feel bad, dude, because, you know, you and I are both big guys, and, you know, when we're fat, you know how you feel about yourself, like inside and whatnot. And he's already going to be struggling with it through his genetics. And he had done such a great job it kind of slimming down and really making himself there. And then they stopped the push. And now because this has got to be the first show on the new tapings, because you can see the difference from last week and what it is. So, dude, since probably Thanksgiving time, man, like an unhealthy amount of weight. He can still move, but I know that sadness has got to be weighing him down. And I like this guy so much. He was so cool and respectful when I met him at Monster Factory before he got signed. And I want to see this guy become the next Yokozuna when at his prime, but not the next Yokozuna on the way out being 700 pounds, dude. Like, he really has to lose about 100 pounds just to kind of get back. And to be honest with you, the same thing was true of AC Baby. And, you know, I don't know the guy. I was saying this on the live watch along last night, and we're in competition for money and listeners. And, you know, I'm not a big fan of the Southern sound, but when I saw Conrad on AEW, I was like, dude, that guy's got to be real unhappy, man. And I just want to see these guys lose enough to where it's not affecting their health, because they look unhealthy big. You know what I mean? There's big men, and then there's like, dude, something could go wrong here real quick.
When I saw Conrad Thompson do that whole gimmick when they pulled him up on AEW to ask the question and shit, I was like, wow, holy shit. Like you start thinking fucked up shit, like, damn, is his wife okay with this, you know, in bed, you know, like crazy shit, you know. But it has to affect, listen, that unhealthy weight gain affects everything from your heart to your libido, and that will fuck up your brain. And when I'm talking about mentality, but with Falaba, dude, you called it right down the middle. When I saw him in the ring, and we're gonna fast forward here, Rohit Raju beats him with a crucifix.
That was the wrong finish too.
Yeah, I was like, what, dude? I was like,
no way should Rohit be able to muscle him over at that size, bro, or at any size that he is.
No, not at all. But I was so distracted, man. Okay,
so his stomach is it's that unhealthy, like, and when you get that size, because Josh from 2CW is that way, and
right,
I'll stooge, man. This is some serious shit. So when we shut down 2CW, Josh was probably pushing 450, and he was drinking a ton, you know, like 3/4 of a bottle of bourbon backstage when we'd have shows, and who knows the other time. And his liver was failing him, and his body had shut down. And dude, he had all these hernias, and when his one in his stomach blew when he was in the hospital, he was in the hospital for almost a year in Rochester, dude. And that's what people don't know about the Brody and our connection. Shit, right. It's not for them. But fucking like 80 pounds of fluid came out of his stomach through his belly button, just gushing out, dude, when it burst one time. 80 pounds of fluid. And now that's what's happening to Fala, to Conrad, and probably maybe AC too. But like, I see that, and it's set. And dude, then Josh had to have hernias repaired. I went to go get tested to be his liver donor, because we might have to do a full
I remember that.
And fucking, you know, that's what I would do for the guy like that. I care a lot about him. And his and when it comes to liver, there's it's called your MELD number of when you would have to get a transplant. And his was way high, dude. He told me yesterday it's down to 11, which is normal person range, dude, all the way again. It took, since 2CW closed, 5 years till now for him to get healthy, being in the hospitals and shit like that. And I'm so thankful that he's been through a ton, and now he's just on the other side where he can keep that life change going. No booze. He's down to like 260, 270 in there, and fucking, you know, now he can try and get back to some normal life. But these things that we do to ourselves, of being addicted to food or what have you, it can kill you, man. And Josh is lucky to come out the other side of that. I worry about these guys though, dude, because I don't know.
You see this picture, and for those watching, this is not a guy, even though this is a rib, this is not a guy that's happy in Falaba. Because again, been like, you know, when you gain a little bit of weight, when you've been working out and eating right and you physically feel worse. And then it gets to your brain. And then so what happens is, I'll talk to you guys out there from a personal perspective. What happens is, you know, you start gaining a little weight, and instead of you saying, all right, I'm going to eat right, I'm going to work out harder, you tend to give up. You know, we're humans are very weak when it comes to that at times, you know, but we can also be extremely strong and push through and once it's like whatever, a body in motion stays in motion.
Got it.
And the fact that Follow hasn't been on TV wrestling for a while, probably backstage at catering, traveling and eating poorly, it concerns me. We're not here, guys.
What's weird though is all those guys in that Impact locker room, Cousin Jake, Rohit,
right?
They all push each other. You see them in the gym, really like, come on, brother, be the best. And like, I feel bad that he's kind of left behind, or because I know he's got the work ethic. I watched him come up, dude, and I know, but there's an infinite sadness that goes along with that, bro.
Here's the deal. So in pro wrestling, from a fan's perspective, Falaba isn't the tallest guy, so he's got to be big,
right?
And
well, he's a Filipino sumo.
Right. Now, listen, guys out there, there's certain people out there that don't want to use the gimmicks, don't want to take the B12 shots. So they get size another way, being like guys like King Kong Bundy. And, I'm wondering if that's a factor.
Yeah, no, that his metabolism is shut down. When you get that kind of stomach on you in the front, like your metabolism just isn't doing anything. And he obviously hasn't been. And maybe it's because his knees are shot or his back is hurt and just put the weight on. Maybe he was smoking cigarettes and quit cigarettes. That's an easy way to put on 40 pounds if you're a guy that size too. So, but you got to stay motivated when you have this spot, because when they see you like that, they're not going to put you on a push because they know you're unhealthy and they know that something is liable to go wrong. So, he really needs to lose 100 pounds. He's still going to be sumo big, but like, I just don't want to see him or those other guys end up in the hospital on a 5-year, come back with surgeries, getting shit drained.
Yeah, man.
Josh was jaundice yellow at one point, like almost green. And now he looks so good. And I'm so happy that he's back. And we told me his meld number was 11 yesterday, dude. Like almost got the tear up, dude, because I thought he was checking out like 2 or 3 times. That's why I'm like, bro, cut me wide open and take my liver if you fucking need it. Like, let's go, dude. So.
Oh boy,
yeah, dude, and the finish was wrong. If you're a 180-pound guy, you don't get to roll up and stack a fucking. But here's the thing: there might not be able to do a finish because of how out of shape he is, buddy. And that makes me sad too.
I think they could have finished it with the double knees off the top rope.
I think so too. Shout out Medium 5 says he's 360 now. It was almost 600. It took him 3 years to lose it naturally with calorie restriction. My body now can't take the pain. And it's a lot on your joints. I get it, man. Even when I was up around 290, I get terrible sciatic, and my hip sounds like steel on steel when I could crack it. And as soon as I get under 270, I feel 1,000 times better. And, when I'm at 250s, I feel great. I'd love to be down to 215, 225, but, I'm just trying to steady work along it. But good for you, dude. Losing 240 pounds is unbelievable. I mean, get motivated, dude. Summer's here. Let's get down to 300 by September. I believe you can do that, dude. StevieRichardsFitness.com. We're here to support and keep everything going, dude.
I have a good buddy. He's training in pro wrestling now. He's actually been pro wrestling for a little while. Go to his Instagram. His name is JARP. JARP. Check him out. I think Greek God Papadon knows him. He may have actually worked a show with him. This kid was legit, man, like 500 fucking pounds, and he lost so much weight. He had to get the gimmick where they cut the skin and everything from him.
Sure.
And he looks great. He's strong. He's a little bow-legged now because of all the weight. I was 368 at my heaviest, 386 actually at my heaviest, and I have pictures on my Instagram showing it.
I think the biggest I ever was probably about 316. So I think, and I was a mess, dude. I was getting all kinds of weird ailments and shit that were just, I didn't want it. I just was like, this has got to change, so yeah, I harp on those guys because I know what they're going through. And believe me, they're probably going through it worse than you and I ever did because they're another 200 pounds bigger than you and I were at our biggest, dude.
I think me and Ben are genuinely concerned. I mean, we don't know. I don't know.
Wrestling. I want those guys to be healthy, dude.
I don't know Fowler personally. We're Facebook friends, but you know, the fact is this, man. You know, the guy. I worried when I saw him, and I'm glad you brought it up because I thought I was the only one. So, but let's go back to a match where we had TJP defending his X Division Championship versus Ace Austin, and for me, which was the match of the night, I really fucking enjoyed this match, and I love the fact that you had the big monster outside. Just all right, Ben is showing me a picture, and
she doesn't care about our show at all, right? She says, "Fuck, this is boring."
Look at the little one in the back. Like, what do you want from me?
She's like, what? What's going on? I'll be on.
She's so cute. Yo, we're gonna be adopting soon, dude.
Good, man.
Yeah, after we get married. So yeah, we're looking to adopt a pup. So I'm in between what do you call it? A Shiba. You know what a Shiba Inu is?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking love those dogs.
A neighbor to that one.
Yeah, Shiba Inu. What do you call a Frenchie? I love those fucking little bastards.
I'd say go small for the city, dude. Frenchie's perfect, bro.
Yeah, I think a Frenchie and then maybe a Boston Terrier because I like how tough they look.
I like Yorkshire Terrierists. They're my favorite.
Yeah, they're cool.
They're super smart. That's why.
Did you say Yorkshire terrorist?
Terrierist.
That's fantastic. Ben, what did you think of the booking of this match? You had the monster outside who basically right before, you know, you had TJP, he was about to win that championship back. Fulton comes in and saves the day. That's what he did the entire match. He was so involved in this match. Eventually, I believe it's going to lead to a match where Fulton is going to be suspended or put in a fucking shark cage or something crazy like that. What do you think, Ben?
Well, it's got to be some type of cage match gimmick to keep him out, right? Because that's what they're doing is keep putting it in, having him rush in. So that's the real purpose of a cage. It was good heat. It was better than how the Edge finish went on Fastlane, and they called it off. Didn't hurt TJP. Heels leave with belt in the heat, and he did what a big man should have. This match was okay. I've liked other TJP matches better. And
yeah, I love this match for some reason. I was entertained.
I just really like TJP working the octopus stretch and the ab stretch lately. Yeah. I think it's dope. So it's really getting back to catch wrestling. But then another thing TJP did, and they put it over, is the Japanese wrestling, is the boot across the face that he was doing in the corner. Yeah, no, this just furthered business, and both these guys are making the most of their opportunity, and they're working well with each other.
No doubt. Speaking of business, we have Matt Cardona backstage cutting the promo on on Brian Myers as he sits down with Gia Miller. What'd you think of this?
This was good little babyface stuff. It made Zach or Ryder look like the pro that he is, kind of compared to everybody else. Things like this make me laugh, though, because this is this is gonna sound asshole, but even after like 15 years in the business, like the cool kids club shit still exists. Like when I say that, is like, okay, we're at OVW and there's contract guys and there's non-contract guys, and non-contract guys are working shit jobs, scrapping to just be there, right? Okay, that's what we're there for. Meanwhile, contract guys wrestle just as shitty as we do, but they walk around in Nike Shocks and Affliction shirts, and everybody knows that they're fucking cool and that they're stars, and they play this game for each other. When I saw his purple leather jacket last night, I go, cool guys club. I like, it's these purchases that they waste their money on. Like, you could say that about his whole toy collection, I guess, if you wanted, but these stupid fashion choices, like how much did he blow on that fucking jacket? And how many times will he wear it? Is he going to break that out 4 years from now and fuck like if you were just to buy a black leather that's going to last you forever? No, I had to get the plum colored one because it matches my sunglasses. Like,
dude, I'm getting black or brown.
Yeah. Dude, I'm very simple. Why would you do that?
Because it matches with everything.
And because you're a thinking man who's not into little cool kid metrics of like, look at me. Dude, even after 16 years in the business, like the cool kids club of trying to impress each other still, it's just like, I'm so glad I'm not a part of that and have to do that kind of, you see me, bro. I got the fucking ill monster fucking thing on because it's 55 degrees underground in the missile silo, and a GGP shirt on to rep my homie, bro. And I wear Adidas wind pants every day because I'm a real wrestler, and that's what our fucking uniform is. So like to have to stunt and fucking, I imagine there was a time where they all got Yeezys. I imagine there was a time where they all got Apple Watches. And dude, it's just like, it just gives me the shivers of like, ugh, you and I are cut from the real man cloth. You want a leather jacket? You go get a brown or black one that you're going to fucking have for 20 years.
Bro,
plum.
There's a fucking Instagram out there with these it's dedicated to these fucking preachers that are on TV wearing their sneakers. And they have like there's this preacher, Stephen Furtick, that he's like a young, cool, hip guy. And again, you're preaching to the masses. This is again why
the other day. Go ahead.
So this is why it really infuriates me, because you know, you got a guy like my dad, who was a pastor here in the Lower East Side, fucking drove a used 2004 Toyota Corolla. You know what I'm saying? He never, you know, everything that he got, everything that he bought was earned. You know what I'm saying? Like, he earned everything. He never took extra money, never did anything. The church had offered to buy him a new car. He's like, no. The meek shall inherit the earth. You got these fucking cocksuckers, and I will call them cocksuckers, with their fucking planes, their fucking giant churches, their big houses, and wearing $1,000 sweaters, ugly sweaters.
How about when Joel Osteen wouldn't even open his church during during the floods and all that? And then it was all heat on him, and then they did it, and they took all the donations too that came with it as well.
It just infuriates me, man.
It is infuriating, bro. That guy was wearing $5,000 sneakers, right? Or the custom shoes that you're talking about.
Yeah, dude. He was wearing one of the members of his worship team was wearing $1,000 Yeezys. That's what brought that to my mind. I'm like, wow, dude.
This weekend on UFC, I was pumped. I lost money on it, $2, but I was happy. I lost it, the best $2 ever lost, because they did these promos with Kevin Holland, who was in the main event. Dude, it was as tone deaf, like African American joke of like what you shouldn't be, of like how flossing and stunting for people. He thinks he's in his own rap video and shit. They showed him in his closet. He had 75 pairs of shoes that were from $600 to $1,500. He blew 60 grand on a pinky ring with diamonds with his initials on it, bro. And then he comes to the ring like he's in his own little rap video, and he thinks he's over. And Mirgomedov is over there outside. He gets his ass whipped first round, taken down by Brunson. He gets up and like, good fight, bro, to go like slap hands with him. Brunson's like, get the fuck out of here. He turns around and starts talking. He's like, bro, you got to tell me when the shoot's coming. Give the call. Like talking like it's a joke right here. Like he's not even. He got beat 5 rounds in a fucking row, dude. I wish he would have got his face smashed in and paralyzed or some shit where he never needed those shoes again. Because that's what it was, the worst message you could send to young black youth about training hard in martial arts, being disciplined, get to this point of UFC. It was, let me fucking show you how to blow all your money, have no future ahead of you, and be so short-sighted that it turns your stomach. And it's in a time when people are laid off, depending on government money to even pay their rent. This fucking cocksucker is out here with $1,500 shoes showing him off on UFC. I wanted to see him I could watch him get beat every day. Every day he should get woken up with a basketball to the face from 3 feet away. Just fucking somebody hawking a basketball into his face. Like, that's what he deserves.
You're so stupid. That's funny. That's funny. By the way, what's not going to be funny is Miocic versus fucking Ngannou. That's going to be, man. So Miocic is so terribly underrated. This guy is the best heavyweight I've ever seen, and I think
Ngannou's going out. I don't think he's.
I think Miocic is gonna fucking dominate Ngannou.
Me too.
So then we're gonna have to compete on the other matches, because
the other ones.
Ngannou, this is, you know what this is? This is Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas all over again.
If it was a guy who was worried about being a star, which Middleditch isn't, then I might think another way, because Ngannou grew up in the sand pits in Nigeria, right? Is that from? Yeah. And
Sure.
and dude, all he did was shovel sand from age 10 to age 17. That's work ethic, bro. Like, you can't take that. When I say chop wood, carry water, shovel sand in the fucking in Africa every day for fucking 8 to 10 hours, bro. That's hard work that you can't.
It's
So
like
it could go either way.
he's like one of those farm boys, strong farm boys.
Farm boy
you know?
strength, bro. Fucking A, bro. Yep.
Anyway, Trey Miguel, we got him backstage. Anyway, he wants to pick a fight with Triple XL, so that's gonna happen after a Tommy Dreamer promo.
Dreamer's promo was good here, dude. To like calm him down and rib on AEW. With everybody loves sparklers, and he diffuses it. And Triple XL, Triple XL f's off, and then he stays hot and wants the match against AC. What? Right. Like, I was kind of like, what and why? What's the big heat between them? And why would 160-pound guy go, I want to fight that 500-pound motherfucker? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. It should have been intimidation with Dreamer stepping in and Triple XL staying on him and being like, you fucking want some too, Dreamer? And we should have got a tag match with Dreamer and Rascal versus Triple XL. It just, the booking wasn't right to me in how hot he was and why. The big guys need to intimidate and stay intimidating.
I had to go back and look at the notes from last week. I was like, why are these guys in a feud? I didn't understand why. Oh, we love you too, bro.
Yeah, man, he's inspired today. Media M5, I want you to keep going, bro. If you're at 360, I know you can get to 260, dude. And if your body's hurting after losing that weight, yoga is the way, dude.
Yes.
It'll take you 2 weeks, but of doing a little bit every day, but you're gonna get there, and your body will start to feel 10 times better. And I know you can do it, man. Keep pushing yourself.
Yeah, but I agree with Ben, because what's happening is that your ligaments are weak after carrying all that weight. So yoga is great core strength building, and it's going to help you rebuild those ligaments, man. It's going to do it at a pace where you're using your own body weight, and
you're just going to fail and fall over, and you just got to laugh at yourself. When I first started yoga, and I thought it was bullshit, and I was doing it, I'd be like, and I'd want to stop. And so I just take a little bump and be like, oh, you fucking uncoordinated bastard. And then you get back and do it again and again, and you get it. And then you're like, I'm becoming a ninja. And it's fucking good, dude, but you can do it, man.
You'd be surprised at how much, how strong you can get just by using like this. It's I can't explain it, but it's resistant.
Well, right now, if you're not moving, those back muscles are super tight, and you got to extend those fibers, and you got to do it slowly over time. And once you feel it, that's when that pain is going to start to give way.
Right.
And you're going to be losing weight while you do it. And really, all those little aches and pains, that's what yoga is great for, because you can focus on a specific spot with different stretches. And if you just stay with the program, man, I'm telling you, in a month, 2 months, you're going to feel completely different.
And if you're into the whole Zen thing, you can go that route. It actually helps, strengthen your mind as well. And you find this, people talk about inner peace, and it's in there, guys. It's in there. That peace is in your heart. You just got to find a way to bring it out and get in tune with all that's good around you. It's good stuff. Good. Anyway, I'll talk about something that was bad, and it was a promo by you got Tony Schiavone backstage they're
at AEW.
Oh, Jesus. With the forbidden back door, they put that over. I'm not going to waste time on that, unless you have something to say. No? Okay, good.
No, there wasn't.
Yo, Good Brothers. Backstage, knocking on Kenny Omega's door. No answer. No answer, Ben. Looks like the Good Brothers are falling out of grace with not only everybody in the locker room, but now, they're not the champs no more. So maybe they're not good enough to hang out with Donnie Callis and Kenny, by God, Omega. Do you see that building? You see that moving forward?
I think they got a lot out of that from a door not opening. Do you know what I mean? I thought that was an interesting little scene, and them going off and not having the titles and whatnot. So don't be a Mizark, and Mark's out of here. So like I said, this is the most I've enjoyed the Good Brothers ever. You know what I mean? So far. So this was just a little quick scene to further their part in the story. So I thought it worked.
Ben Hamin, who is bigger than George Hackenschmidt? Who is bigger than Frank Gotch? Who is bigger than Luthez? Who is bigger than Flair? And by God, Hulk Hogan. And of course, in that mix, the great John Moxley. And of course, don't forget the Chinese karate, Korean wrestling fighting champion, Kota Ibushi. It's Kenny, by God, Omega Ben. This was the segment that destroyed my night. I literally was like, when is this shit gonna end? Because it's them just, I get it. You got to put the champ over. But I'm going to say this right now. Again, I'm not hating on AEW. You need to understand where I'm coming from, guys, when I'm saying this. Kenny Omega is the shit when it comes to being relatable, when it comes to being a heel, a baby face, fucking cutting promos. He's just fucking corny. He's so corny. He's corny. That's what he is. He's corny. He's silly. He's carny. It's bullshit. It sucks when
Don can work with, though. The shits is different. I get what you're saying. But corny I can work with, because that's something that we can turn into a game and get something out of. These guys were just talking over each other. They didn't care. I've heard this about Kenny, that he's pretty much hates wrestling. He's done with it. Doesn't want anything.
He doesn't like. He says he's an entertainer. He's not a wrestler. He doesn't like to be called a pro wrestler. You know that, right? If
he really meant that, then he would have tried a lot harder than he did last night. And there was one time where he tried to go on his own little tear, and then Callis walked all over him and took the spotlight back. And when they do that, buddy insider, I'm a wrestler type it doesn't play, and it's not connecting with anyone. It's not connecting with the boys, even if that's what they're trying to do. And this was a really bad segment.
It was too long, Ben. It was too long. They kept rehashing the same shit over and over.
Even the talk over the recap was a wrong move, because recap, we need to focus on something. They keep cutting back to get their shit in, and it hurt both. So this was a whack segment, dude. And you know, I talked to Omega in 2014 when he had the vision of changing wrestling, and I want to be able to, like, why the fuck he's got the spot? Da, da, da. I know what it means to be burnt out right now of like dealing with bullshit. and I imagine he's dealt with an awful lot of it. So before I pass judgment on him based on my own anger issues this morning of dealing with things out of my control that fuck with my life, where you just want to be like, fuck this. I want to go hunt and fish and not have to fucking deal with anybody. He may be at that same place, and this performance may echo that. So without passing judgment, but at the same time, if you're a professional and you got the spot, you're the guy, you got to go deliver. And this didn't deliver from either of them.
And then last but not least, they put over the one wing angel, which is fine. You know, you're going to put over the guy's finisher. Nobody kicks out of it. But I don't know if anybody noticed, they just kept replaying the same move in different angles. It just did nothing for me. It is what it is, man. It was the shits. 20 minutes lost. It was like a 20-minute segment, I think, or 15 minutes. It was terrible. Anyway, I'll tell you something now.
But here's the thing, too. I got to say this. Watching Impact on Twitch, their numbers went from 4,100 to 5,300 during that.
Did they?
And then they came back down to about 4,800. Oh, so, I mean, but still, we're only talking 4,000 to 5,000, but still a 20% bump.
Okay, so this is, remember, all right, so earlier in this show, if you guys were paying attention, I said that there were a lot more done in minute-long segments or pre-tapes than there was in this 15-minute spot.
Less is more, buddy. Less is more.
And now I want to jump into a segment before we jump into the main event of a great segment backstage, the unlocking, the awakening of the man-beast Rhino by Violent by Design. Ben, this is some of the best shit on pro wrestling, right? Pro wrestling TV today. These vignettes are fantastic, dude. What did you think of this, man?
I really, really like this because I was surprised by it. I did pop for him being baptized in the sacred waters of whatever, but the visual and what they're shooting this on film wise separates it and looks great. Rhino looked awesome staring just straight ahead while the water's being poured on him. They cut to some quick jail footage that they're shooting at some abandoned jail, which I think is awesome, as kind of their headquarters. And then Rhino comes out with his hair washed and nice and down, and a new jacket on where that looks very, militant and whatnot. And he's the last one. And we see the transformation all in one 1 minute vignette. And it was movie quality. It was excellent. And Rhino delivered at the end on the go home, his last line there about changing and the way he looked. We're with it. We know this is a new chapter with Rhino, and we're excited to see where it goes. And Eric Young, his voiceover is awesome. So this was an A+ segment.
A+. Backstage, Gia Miller, and speaking of Havoc and Nevaeh, Fire and Flavor interrupt this shit. And then Tennille Dashwood comes in to stir the pot because, she's like, oh, I want you to be my tag team partner. And she's not talking to Havoc, but she's now talking to what's her name? I don't know. Ben, I was lost by this segment.
Well, Tennille Dashwood and Fire and Flavor. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, Ben just dropped his AK-47 onto the ground.
Hogan and the indestructible Tasha Steeles.
Yeah, you have the safety on that thing? They'll be dropping that shit all over.
It's not loaded. This just didn't accomplish a ton. These are like lower. And what's really rough with this, you just went from grade A acting scene with veterans to people who have a long way to go to find their voice. And when you butt them up against each other like that, it's going to make the lesser one look even worse than it was. So this wasn't placed the right way to follow such a great scene. It wasn't the worst scene, but it wasn't anything that was really to write home about. But we know this is where they're going shitty six with the girls.
No doubt. I'm going to speed through this really quickly. AC Romero versus Trey Miguel. Trey Miguel taking the big man off his feet over and over and over and over and over again, which is, I don't know how the fuck you get a 500-pound guy outside the ring into the ring when you weigh 160 pounds, but it's neither here nor there. I guess, pro wrestling, that's reality.
This was the wrong story, bro.
It was
terrible. 500-pound guy. You don't take him off his feet over and over and over again. You take him off his feet one time.
Once at the finish.
When he's down there, that's when the whole story is can't get the big man down, especially when you're a 160-pounder. So once I saw that and that he's bump feeding for him, I don't know why AC's doing that. I got to believe Dreamer agented this because he was in the seg, but I don't know, dude. Like AC didn't play to his money here, and the kid is the heater, and he shouldn't be. He should be the underdog, and AC should be on top.
Sure. But hey, listen, Ben, when you got a guy that weighs 160 pounds, he's always going to go over clean on the 500-pound guy. And you know what? His 300 and something 400-pound partner comes in the ring. They both Larry D and AC Romero both ambush Trey Miguel, and then what? Sammy Callahan appears in the ring, and he helps our boy Trey Miguel. Why? What's going on?
Rascals are down with that. Maybe he wants to fuck with his head, recruit him, and make him into one of his legions. We've seen Sammy do that at the other wrestling school there with the dude with the curly hair, who's got money written on him too. So maybe they're going that way. And I'll tell you what, you could tell, we talked about Fala and AC earlier with the weight, but you could tell this was the new taping because Sammy looks like he's been working his ass off. Sammy looked like he was in a lot better shape. So the opposite holds true there. I love the hacker shit with the phone, the on and off. That's a great way to separate and shut down the scenes. Or is he just, doing it to get into his head? It could be that as well. But I think recruiting him would be better and give Trey Miguel a new character, a new lease on what he can do creatively.
Agreed. Unified World Champ. We have the World Champion, Unified World Champion, Rich Swann backstage cutting a promo on Don Callis and Kenny Omega. Your thoughts?
Better than Callis and Omega's promo, and I thought Swan delivered here. There's a couple things that were a little wrestling that we could have got into or got around, but for a Rich Swann promo, even taking the all night long party thing and changing it again, and I'll do it all night long. Like, I thought that was a good switch on his own stuff there. So I didn't have a problem with this, and I thought Swan delivered.
James Storm is about to have his 1000th match in TNA Impact, and he wants a match, and he's going to get a match next week facing Eric Young. Your thoughts?
Yeah, that's a cool little milestone. I like that for him, but dude, unless he had a couple shirts on, he's packed on some because he was on the B12 diet trying to get signed by WWE and NXT to get up there with get beer money back together, and now he's off of it, and that's what they call growth belly. And welcome to professional wrestling. That's it's a cosmetic sport. I'm not hating on the guy for what he did to try and get his opportunity, but now you're seeing the backside of the mountain and what happens when you go off that shit. And bitch tits and growth belly are the two big things that you get. So hopefully he can knock some of that off. I don't really know how you get rid of growth belly. But
Never had it.
Yeah, no, I've never been on HGH.
No, B12, Ben. B12.
Oh.
All right, we're in the main event of the evening, Ben. We have Eddie.
Yeah, it was good. Like there was a good segment, and Cowboy deserves to be highlighted. 1,000 matches. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, sorry about your damn luck. Main event of the evening: Eddie Edwards versus Carl Anderson. And Eddie Edwards loses the match. He gets hit in the face with the chair while the referee was out of position. Plainly saw it. I think the referee saw what happened, but neither here nor there. We're kayfabing here. And man. So Carl Anderson wins the match. He has to cheat, and then we have a video package. A live feed from Japan of Finn Juice, who apparently have taken the Impact Championships all the way to Japan, so they're not going to be defending until April. And that's how we go off the air, with Finn Juice basically making fun of the fact that they are going to keep the titles in Japan until April, and that Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows are just going to have to wait. Ben, I'm a little Eddie Edwards. I have Eddie Edwards fatigue. I love Eddie Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually one of my favorite guys. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm a little tired of seeing him, and this match did nothing for me. I was zoning out of this match. I can't tell you whether I felt this was a good match or a bad match. I don't think these two guys can have a bad match. But what did you think?
It was Eddie and
see, you don't even know Carl Anderson.
Yeah, Carl. I knew it was. I just can't freaking remember his name. I always want to call him Machine Gunka, but
sure, why not?
But Carl Anderson, Mr. Anderson. I'll do it. But it was good wrestling.
Yeah.
And as much as WWE guys are on B12, remember when Carl Anderson had an 8-pack of abs?
Yeah, he doesn't have that.
He didn't have that no more. So, dude, like I said, it's visual, it's whatever. And those guys feel like it's not necessary. I'm fine with that, dude. Because the wrestling was good here. Like, I like when Eddie slows down from the old spot wrestling and goes back into technical stuff, because he can do it, man. And they were putting over Pro Wrestling Noah, which was dope. But I liked, and here's one thing that nobody's really cluing in on, and that's the joke of the name, but we just hear Finn Juice. It's Finn and Juice. Sipping on Finn and Juice.
Oh my God, is that what that is?
I think so, but nobody's getting it over to make it sound like Finn and Juice. So that was one thing last night, that the cadence was done the right way by Stryker, and it I was like, it just aha'd with me all of a sudden. So they really need to play into the Snoop Dogg thing a lot more with that, dude. And if they do jump ship to AEW, they should bring Snoop back to fucking bring them out and do the fucking song. So that they looked like cool guys, and they got under the skin of Anderson and Gallows, which is kind of the story of them not having the belts. And even on commentary, when they're coming out and putting over their hats and shit, they told the story that they're more worried about their brand and selling merch and making money than they are keeping the titles, which is the foundation of them being able to do that. So I liked the story that commentary told here with them. And then after they lost, for Finn and Juice to drive it home on just a pre-tape and them have them bump and react off of it was a good finish. I thought the baby faces who took the belts and left looked cool, and the heels are frustrated and they got to come up with a new strategy.
Yeah, man. So we go off the air with this match. We go off the air with this vignette. Ben, look, like I said, now breaking down this show, it was a good show, but it literally was killed for me.
I worry about the guys. That's the main thing.
You worry about the guys?
I worry about Fala. I worry about
yes.
Triple XL and guys who just have worked really hard, and I don't want to see their health take them out of the game.
Yeah, man. I don't disagree with you, Ben. But neither here nor there, brother. Listen, man, this has been a good venting session.
It has, Ray. I really appreciate it, man. I'm sorry if I went off too hard on it.
Don't apologize. Like, one of the reasons why we do this is not only just to provide great content for the people that listen and watch us here on a weekly basis, but for you guys out there, me and Ben, I enjoy meeting with Ben every single week. I wouldn't do it if I didn't like it. And I love doing it, and it actually helps get my day started. It's my day off and stuff, and it's cool, man. I love doing this shit, and we love doing it for you. And it's okay, it's okay to get frustrated as long as we figure a way out of getting the fuck out of this situation. We will. Bello cut a promo. Remember when Bello did the read about a month ago, and he said something that stuck out to me. And it's basically, I'm going to paraphrase. There's a lot of shit against us, but we always find a way to rise above, this censorship, this censorship. And dude, Hami Media is going to go to another level, whether they like it or not, because a comet is a comet, and you can throw fucking missiles at it, and you can try to get to try to move it out of the way, but eventually it's going to hit. You can't stop it. It's going too fast. It's too big. It's too strong. And that's what's happening with us, my friend. So
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate all that you do here. And we'll definitely make sure some micro content with Big Ray's voices on it. Hamin Media Group, YouTube, and all of our affiliate channels, man. And especially all the great work you're doing over at patreon.com/the Big Vito brand. You got 1 week left from today, you guys, to the end of the month. Just sign up, and you're also going to be entered to win the ECW 8x10 signed Legends autographed piece that has, I think, like 20 different ECW signatures on it. Same with the A Show, patreon.com/the A Show. We have a Young Bucks autograph on their comic book, but you're already getting unbelievable content from April Hunter and Aaron the Idol Stevens. I can't wait to hear what they have to say about his NWA experience versus Nick Aldis. And also April has just been really on the forefront of the thought that we are with cancel culture and censorship. So she's one of my heroes right now. You guys give them a follow on everything they got going on, but subscribing to patreon.com/the Big Vito brand and the A Show this month is going to get you entered to win both those prizes. It's just like buying a ticket, plus you're getting all kinds of unbelievable content from great veteran performers. Go ahead, Ray.
That's about it, man. You guys can follow me on social media if you want. It's up to you.
Please do.
Yeah, you can. I'm at Big Ray Hernandez on both Twitter and Instagram, and also at Big Ray Hernandez on Facebook. You can. I always tell you guys, I love you guys sending me friends requests, but do me a favor. As soon as you send a friend request, please do not instant message me asking me about my life right off the bat. Let me get to know you first. let me get to know. Like, I legit love building friendships and relationships online, but sometimes it goes a little too far. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You use the right method of caution, you guys. We're busy guys over here as well, so sometimes getting blown up. And Ray works nights too, so his schedule is a little different sometimes as well. So we appreciate all that interactivity. Ray's gonna appreciate it after he gets knocked the fuck out this weekend on the HMG pick. For all of you guys sending them his messages.
It's ridiculous. Let me tell you guys something, okay? I did this. I'm going to tell you straight up, Ben Hamin. I did this as a favor for Javed, because Javed needed somebody to kind of add a little spark, a little sizzle, a little adobo to the fucking chicken. Okay, and now we have everybody fucking cutting promos. We got fucking James Money MacGyver, talking like Scrooge McDuck and shit, and like with his fucking pale face and his stupid sunglasses. And then we have you over here. It's me and Ben Hamin, the founders of HMG, going head to head for my world championship. And I have to face that pale faced, fat Scrooge McDuck for some internet championship that I'm probably going to toss in the trash can after I win it. It's going to happen. And if you guys think you're good enough to beat the champ, well, then join the HMGP challenge. Come on. You think you guys know? You guys don't know shit. I am so much I swear to God, it's amazing how much better I am than everybody.
It takes a lot of effort for you to copy all of my answers and put them and paste them back in the thing there.
Would you stop? I do not do that.
For another week here at HMG.
Bullshit.
As we battle on all fronts, infidels. Censorship will not reign supreme. I will die in this trench if I need to, with all my soldiers by my side. It's scorched earth, ready to obliviate everyone in our path, infidels, here on the Impact Attack. Y'all, Big Ray.